Hey beautiful people, welcome. My name is Cheyenne Marie. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my end of the year video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button to stay up to date for more latest videos, as well as a post notification button. And if this video resonates with you, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the video, if it had some kind of enlightening message for you, or if it helped you get through a rough time, or helped you reflect on the end of the year. Let me know down below. If you are not new to this channel, welcome back. We already know how this is gonna go. My last video was so long, it was like almost an hour long, and that's not in my card for me today. This will be very quick. I just want to run through each and every month and give you guys kind of like an update, or maybe like a highlight of what I've learned within that month, and just kind of briefly reflect. I don't want to dwell too much on one thing. I feel like last video was a bit muddy just because I was confusing topics maybe and timelines. So if you didn't understand me, if you don't know me personally, of course you're not going to understand how certain events played within this timeline. With that said, I want to make this very quick. I want to make this very clear, and let me get my tea. I am the boss cup. If you can kind of, nope, you can't see it. Oh, nope, wait, oh, there we go. Because I am. One sip. Now let's get into it. So, a few things have not changed. I started off the year being single. I ended the year, or am ending the year, being single. And I start off with that message because I want to let people know that it's a-okay to be alone. Let me say that again. It is a-okay to be alone. And I say that because I wasn't very comfortable within my own space. I wasn't comfortable doing things alone, going places alone, even running errands alone. I always like to have someone with me. Even today, I still prefer to have someone with me to go do certain things, but I don't necessarily need to do them. Like before, I would honestly not go do these things. If I had to go pick up something from Target or whatever, I wouldn't do it if someone wasn't coming with me. Versus today, I don't care. Like, I prefer that I'm going alone, you know what I mean? So I became more comfortable and grounded in my space. I'm a lot more secure in my space. And if you are newly single, or you have been single for a while, or you know, you're just kind of always alone or whatever, it is okay to be alone. Yes, it's okay to be around people, but just because you're surrounded by people doesn't mean you are loved by these people as well. That message was for somebody that came from God himself, to put that on my heart, to put that out of my mouth and say that to y'all. But yeah, so just because you're surrounded by people doesn't mean you are loved by these people, doesn't mean you are supported by these people, doesn't mean that these people have your best interests at heart. It just means you have a bunch of energies around you, and that's not always a good thing. So step by step, I kind of want to go through the year and kind of explain how I got to this point. It's been a long year, I'll say that. It's been a long year. 2019 has definitely been trying. In January, I decided to set the goal for myself to be more authentically me. I decided to, like I said, secure more time alone and be comfortable with being alone. And doing that was very uncomfortable. I do have anxiety, but it comes with a depression. So I was already going through my own thoughts. I wasn't really happily single. I strongly preferred to be in a relationship, and I tried to do everything to be in one. I feel like I overdid certain things to be in a relationship. I feel like I tried to give relationship privileges to people who didn't deserve it. It is what it is. So that took me time to discover, but in the beginning of the year, that's what I was doing. I was giving relationship privileges to people who didn't deserve it, or who just weren't asking for that, you know. I was looking forward to February, which is my birthday. Looking forward to turning 21 and finally being an independent adult, independent young single woman in LA, and just kind of rediscovering myself. That was my journey for this entire year. February came. Of course, it was lit, you know, because it was my birthday month, and I went out to Vegas. I set out a goal to travel more this year. I wanted to travel, I think, at least 3 to 5 times this year. And I think I've met that. I've been to some amazing places. I've met some amazing people in these places and had just phenomenal experiences. So my birthday comes around, you know, I go out with my friends, coworkers, and I go on a trip, and it's all nice, you know, like it's nice. March comes around, and I'm trying not to be emotional about this, but March comes around and my uncle dies. My oldest uncle on my mother's side, he passed away. And without disclosing too much personal information about how he died, it was just a lot more sudden for us. We weren't expecting it at the time. We were expecting for either outcome, for him to be 100% healed or for him to pass on, but unfortunately he passed on, and that was different for me, just because I feel like I should have spent more time, and that made me realize that time is precious, time is short. Every day that we are given, we should be thankful for. Things are temporary. It really helped me to understand what living in the present meant. It really helped me to live in the moment more. I feel like I kind of wilded out after he passed, but that was just because I was dealing with emotion. So I didn't want to be home a lot. I didn't want to be alone a lot. I didn't want to deal with sadness. So I decided to fill my time being busy, but mindfully busy. So I would go out with friends or just do something, take on more hours at work, but just mindfully busy, I'll say. That was shocking for me, you know, because I feel like I could have had a closer relationship with him, and I didn't. So I do have some regret there, but in some ways I feel like he is even more with me now than before. That's where sometimes you guys can kind of see it in my videos, but this tattoo comes into play. I don't know if you can kind of see it here, but this tattoo was done at Brown Pride Tattoo Shop in LA here in California, and it says, "I believe in you." I got that tattoo shortly after my uncle passed away, because in my head that was a way for me to stay sane. That was something for me to accept his passing, because it was something he always said to me. He was always very encouraging, always very positive, and he spoke nothing but positive blessings and words of encouragement on me and my brothers, my brother and sister, and my niece, and you know, my mom. Like, just, he was that type of person who was very vocal when he said, "I appreciate you," or "I'm proud of you," or "I believe in you," you know. He made it very personal, I'll say. Very personal, very vocal. So that was that. And then let's see, January, February, March, April comes around, and also March is also, this past March was the 1-year anniversary of my grandmother passing. So March is going to be a very difficult month for me in the future, but I know I'll be able to get through it. It's not going to be something that is unbearable, but it will be something I need to be mindful about. So March is just going to be that month for me. So April comes around. Nothing much happens in April that I can remember of significance for me personally. I think between April, May, June, I was working on a fashion show for my college. I go to El Camino College. So I was working on a fashion show then. This was my second year being with the fashion department, being an active model for the show. So I was very focused on that. I focused on, you know, my health, losing weight, being focused, my outfit, my fittings. So I was a lot more present for that. I felt a new sense of confidence. I felt like I had a new sense of direction, being a young woman, being 21. So I was feeling myself. Needless to say, I feel like I had my guardian angel with me. I feel like I honestly really had a good grip on life. right, that's how I'm reflecting on it. I don't see anything else that stands out to me. So yeah, that's April, May, and then June. I feel like I'm missing a big chunk. In June, my brother graduated, my little brother, which was amazing, you know, family moment for me. I was very proud, a proud big sister. Honestly, this year is very muddled for me. Looking back, I can't put my, let me see. I'm gonna use my Snapchat to see if I can possibly look back and give you guys a more accurate timeline, just because I can't recall too many things going on with me. Let's see, so where are we at now? Right now we are in April. Okay, so April, I hit 2 years at my retail job. I work at Home Depot, which was fun. It was nice. It just made me realize that it is time for me to move on. But without saying too much, I'm just gonna leave it there because I don't need this video coming back as like a resignation video or something. Like, it's not that deep. But yeah, so that was that. It was just focused on work, school, the fashion show, my brother's graduation, and moving on from past relationships. In relationships I was trying to make work, since I was trying to force being in a relationship so much. Some people had to come and go out of my life, which is 100% okay, because I am okay with people leaving. Like, it's not, after losing 2 family members back to back pretty much in 1 year, you look at life differently, you look at people differently, you value relationships differently, and that's definitely where I'm at right now in my life. So I don't see, like when people say it's nothing to cut somebody off, it's really nothing to cut somebody off. Like, it hurts, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what to say. It truly is what it is. But so April, May, June, nothing big significant happens. July kicks off because I believe I went to Vegas for the second time. I went for February for my birthday. Went the second time in July. That was nice. Then I went to BeautyCon in August. August was significant and amazing for me. It was, to me, the month of relationships and trying to be more proactive as a friend. I realized that I am not the best friend at times, and I just, something snapped in me to cherish the people in my circle, the people that are really there for me, the people that really do support me and help me transition through life, transition through womanhood. Usually my friends are older, so I made it a point to be a lot more present, a lot more aware with my friends and what's going on, and like asking them, like, how are you and what can I do to be a better friend. Like, sometimes when you're dealing with relationships, all it takes is communication. So in August, for me, that held a lot of significance because I was hanging out with this one particular friend a lot, and I realized who she really was for me in my life, you know. So I feel like our relationship wouldn't be what it is today if I would not had realized that with myself, just because I have very toxic and immature traits sometimes, like we all do, you know. But I realized that some of mine come from hurt from past incidences with people, and I tend to drag shit on when I don't have to. So if I wouldn't have realized that, then I mean, I don't think it would have been as successful as it is today. I mean, it does take 2 to tango. So if I wasn't willing to put in effort to be a better person, be a better friend, then I definitely would have lost this friend who means everything for me. So that's a little shout out to her without disclosing too much information into my personal life and the people in my life. So yeah, BeautyCon was in August. BeautyCon was amazing because I was able to see and step into a world of beauty in real time. Not just YouTube, not just screen time, but really I'm walking past influencers, and for me that was very uplifting. I feel like I needed to be in that space because it showed me that just with enough effort and hard work, I could be here too. I could be on the stage. I could be interviewing with Maj. I could just be here, you know, celebrating with my fans, something that I've put together and worked so hard for. But I could only get there if I put in the space. So I feel like that was a very uplifting and powerful moment. It wasn't just about beauty and free samples, which, I mean, they came in clutch, you feel me? Like, my bag was heavy, like, heavy. Like, I left with, like, maybe hundreds of dollars worth of product. But, I mean, it was so much more than that. Like, I really wish people could all go and just access that space, but understand that it's not just, I feel like it's a certain type of person that has to be there. I feel like you have to be prepared to be in that space, you know what I mean, if that makes sense. I don't think it's like going to a park, you know. I feel like if you seriously care about the beauty community, if you are in the industry, if you're just a fan of the industry, but you know you're actively within this like beauty community, then yeah, I think it's definitely worth going. It's the most amazing event ever. Like, I truly want to go back every single year. I want to go back and promote and market a lot more, and then hopefully later in the future I can be like a partner with BeautyCon LA, you know, maybe get your girl up on the stage of influencers. But I would definitely love to have some kind of role within that event. I'm so much passionate about it. So many beautiful people, so many creative people in one space, and just amazing to see all the brands come together and the fans come together for different people, and it was just something else. It truly was something else. It was a blessing to be in that space. August, September. So maybe I should backtrack. I know I said I didn't want to muddle up the timelines, but maybe I should backtrack. It's not a significant event, but I feel like it's necessary. Maybe someone is going through something similar. But all I gotta say is, don't move backwards in anything you do. Whoever you do, don't look back. I feel like the one time you should look back is to reflect on things and to learn from those things. I had certain people come into my life between, he came back around in April or so, to give condolences for my uncle's passing, which I appreciated that gesture, and if it would have stayed there, then that would have been okay. But that was on me to constantly pursue this person's presence and role in my life. So that person didn't leave until like around October, you know. And then finally I said, you know, enough is enough. I decided to get divine intervention, you know. So I believe in psychics, I believe in mediums, I believe in the spirit realm, that type of thing, metaphysics, if you will. And I decided to seek out the guidance or advice of Jamie the psychic, Jamie Fitzpatrick. She is amazing. She is the kindest woman I know in that field. She is just so like loving. She has a good energy about her. And I called her and I said, you know, what role does this person have in my life? And I asked for clarity in different situations, because between September, October, mainly in September, that's when I made my first initial contact with Jamie. In September, I was very confused. I'm like, okay, none of my relationships are working out with people that I'm trying to pursue a relationship with. The one person that keeps coming back into my life, they don't have any positive or beneficial efforts in my life or roles in my life. So I just wanted to know what was going on. And she gave me clarity and she gave me peace. She told me who was rooting for me. She told me who wasn't necessarily for me. And just different messages that I needed to hear. That was interesting. And I feel like September was significant in myself. So August was like for the month of like friendships and stuff. And September was the month of clarity. So I gained so much peace from that situation, so much clarity, and I feel like, I knew what to do. My mission was clear. I'm like, okay, I'm coasting along through the year. I feel like I got it. I'm good or whatever. But I didn't really get it until September. So my main issue was trying to make a relationship out of people who did not deserve a relationship with me, or didn't want to pursue a healthy relationship with me, which is all fine and well. Everyone has the right to whatever they want to do, but just don't try me. So calling up Jamie, asking for her insight, really did help, and helped me gain respect for metaphysics. So now, me in December, I am a lot more in tune with energies. I try to be more mindful of energies. I understand certain people in my life, whenever they were around me, they made me anxious, or they made me broke. They made me feel like I'm in a competition with them, and those are just not fun feelings. Some people made me want to always constantly fight. Like, I was always upset around this particular person, and I was wondering why. I'm like, yo, like, you bother my spirit. Like, that's not a joke. Like, you irritate my soul, and I mean that, So that was interesting. If you are into metaphysics, if you are into crystals, energies, spirit realm, reading cards, astrology, I feel like you definitely need to listen to that. That is some insight that people often overlook. I feel like if you're always around this particular person, and you always feel like you have to prove yourself, or you're in competition with this person, or you're always constantly upset with this person, something's going on. That's not a normal connection. If you're only feeling with this like certain person, now if it's everybody in your life and everything, you're always feeling so aggressive, that's what therapy is for. I'm not being rude, but that's what therapy is for. That is what self-healing is for, But when you are with a certain person, and this person is constantly making you feel just nasty about yourself, you need to honestly look at that relationship with that person, and it's toxic. You shouldn't be feeling that way. It should be something healthy for you. It should be not that. Whatever that is, you don't want that in your life. So in October, so September, now October, I went to Chicago. I went on behalf of my school. I'm a part of a student-led, well, not student-led, but a student leadership program there. And we went to Chicago for this conference called Haku, which was amazing. I love Chicago for one. I've never been on a plane. I've never been out of state by myself that far out, like away from family, away from well-known friends, in a situation where if something were to happen to me, literally, like, it's stuck until I can get back, So that was interesting for me. I had a lot of growth there as well. Chicago will forever be like a second home to me right now, until I travel more to other places. Chicago is definitely where my heart is at right now. I don't know if I'll ever go back because I'm terrified of planes, but Chicago is definitely top notch. I learned a lot about marketing. I learned a lot about networking and how important it is to self-promote and what self-image is. So I don't know if people have noticed, but I've toned down a lot on like the cursing in my videos or what I post and stuff, just because I realize if I do want to work with a brand in the future, if I do want to work with an entrepreneur in the future, an influencer in the future, social media marketing groups, I am looking into social media marketing and PR. That currently my major is psychology, but I'm looking to transfer and work on a double major or minor in marketing. So if I want to work in this like industry of things, image is so important. Knowing how to talk to people is so important. Knowing how to dress is so important. That was a major adult moment for me. That's not something schools often teach you. They teach you whatever the Pythagorean, see, I can't even say it. Whatever that a squared plus b squared equals c squared thing is, whatever the quadratic formula is, they teach you that, but they don't teach you how to wear a suit. They don't teach you how to eat with potential employers. They don't teach you how to distribute your business cards, how to market, how to self-promote. They don't teach you an elevator pitch. They don't teach you how to network. Like, these are things that just kind of get like pushed under the rug, and like, oh, you'll figure it out one day through programs like the one I'm in, which is, to me, it's a bit sucky, because if you are somebody that's like trying to get in the business realm, and you want to self-promote, and you want to, maybe start a nonprofit or start your own business, but you don't know these skills, then I don't know how people like that can make it anywhere. Like, I'm not down talking them, but it makes it a lot more difficult versus already having programs to help with soft skills implemented in like high school curriculums or whatever. So that was a blessing. That was an amazing opportunity. It was for the conference HAKU, like I mentioned, which is like the Hispanic Association, the colleges and universities, and being in a space, being in a predominantly Latino or Latinx space, or Hispanic, whatever you prefer. I prefer to say Latinx, but whatever you prefer, Hispanic, Latinx space, or whatever. Being African American in that space was interesting, because you see a different perspective, and I feel like that helps to understand cultures and understand, how to stand out kind of in your own sense, if that makes sense, because I'm an African American female, I'm young, and I already know there's certain stereotypes that play on my race and my age, so, and my sex as well. So that made me very much more aware, and even more on top of my A game, to really stand out and make an impression, and to also be respectful, and to be open to listening to other people's perspectives. Like, it's so important to listen to people sometimes, and not to always have to speak up and say something. Sometimes you just need to listen. So that was nice. And it's such a privilege to be invited into someone else's space. That was in October. Then November comes around. November is my mother's birthday month, so it's the beginning of the holidays. Everything was all nice and fun, and it still feels like the holidays. November was a big month of family time for me, so I wanted to spend a lot more time at home, and with my niece. That was fun. And then now I'm having a nephew on the way, so that's amazing as well. It's such a blessing. My family is growing, and I'm just so blessed. Like, I feel like November was the perfect wrapping up of the year, and now we are here in December. December, a couple weeks ago, or just as of lately in December, I've been noticing I've been having slips of character, meaning like I've been back on my petty ways and arguing with people that I don't necessarily need to argue with, and but then I've also been trying to be nice, in the sense of like making amends with certain people, or realizing faults within myself. I've been trying to also kind of be more alone again, because I haven't been caught up back with relationships, but more with the involvement of other people. Like, I'm not seeking relationships anymore, but I'm more seeking companionship, and even that in itself is not necessary. I feel like it's so much easier to be alone and not to have to deal with like different personalities, and to just be alone. Like, it's just so much easier. Like, you're not being disappointed by anyone not meeting your expectations. You don't have to worry about somebody texting you. You don't have to, all that is for the birds. Like, I'm good where I'm at in my life. So that was amazing. Also in November, I paid off some credit card debt that I had. Yay to financial stability. I've been working on my credit all year and paying off my debt. So 2 major debts of mine, one's completely paid off, and then one is like almost paid off. I have like maybe $100 and something left, and I'm super excited because I will be going into the new year with amazing credit. A light flex or whatever, but that was something my uncle and my family have just installed in me over my growing up or whatever, to be financially stable and to accumulate wealth, and that's always been a big thing for me. So being financially stable into the new year is something I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to new investments. I'm looking into buying stocks in different companies, and just being thankful. Like this year I didn't want to celebrate Christmas. I wanted to actually be more active in the community. I remember back in November, I went out with the nonprofit organization People Helping People. We went out to Lamert Park to distribute hygiene bags, and for me, that did something for my soul. I did that, I believe, earlier this year as well, maybe last year, but I wanted to focus more on giving back and activism, so I wasn't too big on Christmas. I feel like it's just so vain, and I feel like, honestly, like if I want something, I'll just get it myself. But as far as getting something for someone, why not give to people who can't get it for themselves? So that was something that God put on my heart to do, and here we are, December 30th. I'm making this long ass video, and if I can sum up, like I said, 2019 in one word, it would be growth, you know. And I'm just so thankful for my newfound confidence. I don't care about my weight anymore. I'm so much more secure with my looks. Yeah, I've tweaked my looks a bit. Like I get weaves and stuff now, and I do whole no makeup videos with lashes on and stuff, you know. But you know, like it's all about finding comfort in myself, you know. And I'm so glad to be here. I do look back on videos and pictures of myself, and I'm just like, who was that little girl? And I just have to give her credit, because she really was a little girl. And I'm so glad that I cut off people that just weren't good for me, that just weren't helping me grow. They weren't helping my spirit grow. And just cutting off with certain people, my year has just been a night and day difference compared to 2018, which is full of sadness. It really truly was. There's definitely a cloud on 2018 versus now, where it's just been lit. Like this year has been, it's had its ups and downs, you know, but this year has been lit. I'm looking forward to 22. I'm looking forward to 2020 and starting a new decade. Hopefully God puts more blessings in my life, places prosperity on me, my family, and my friends, and helps me continue to grow as a person. So thank you so much for watching this long ass video. I hope you guys have a happy, safe New Year's. I love you all. I would love to hear some maybe like reflections of yours. Let me know in the comments below, or on my Instagram. You can privately DM me at cheyennemariebeauty, or on Facebook. I mean, it's such a blessing to be able to look back and to say, you know, I made it another year, you know, because every day is not promised, every moment is temporary, and we are truly blessed and highly favored. So thank you so much. Mwah. Happy New Year's, boos, and see you guys in the next decade. Au revoir. Bye.